Rampart, a Requiem for London. Tonight we once more set the scene within Natalia's dingy apartment, as she is currently busy working on unraveling the digital mystery that has been placed before her. This little half-black box that she's been working on for the past month. Natalia. While you've been out these past few nights, hunting and feeding, you've been noticing some technological oddities with not just your computer but also your phone. You've been noticing that at many points the screensaver seems to spontaneously change. All of the app icons disappear and it leaves you with the same message that was the end line for one that was left on your laptop. Catch me if you can, it says. Sometimes you notice it on your phone, sometimes you notice it on your laptop, sometimes it shows up on your TV, at other times it shows up on digital billboards in the city.
Normally this would rouse Natalia's very, very, by now, well-developed paranoia. It probably does, a little, but it's completely overshadowed. A hunger, an almost unquenchable want to show whoever this Joker is that she's way able to catch him and best him. But she's by now got to admit that this person, well, if it is more than one person, then there's a good reason why they seem to be ahead of her, but
yes,
she also enjoys the challenge, and she enjoys the focus it brings.
Given how technology has been reacting to you, or at least how on occasion it has changed itself to give you a message. It almost reminds you of how Hollywood views hacking in a way. There's a degree of showmanship to it all. That belies the knowledge and expertise that actually goes into the craft itself.
It annoys her, but at the same time, it probably also almost excites her. It's been years now. She's been like this for quite some years, and she's been sunken into this almost fugue state where she's just nothing's happened. She's cared for her ghoul, kind of. Not really. The beast probably is what, at a certain point, stopped her from doing self-harm in any serious way. But this last month has been better. Not anywhere near alive what she once felt alive by, but there is some of that. In her brain, there's something tingling. There's something scratching, gnawing at her that feels good. And right now, she's focused. She wants this shit. She really wants to see what the hell this is about. At the moment, she's not really thinking of what the end goal might be. Is this a trap? Most probably, yeah, but if it was a trap, well, it probably reacted, or probably had done whatever they wanted to do if they wanted to harm her already, so that was probably out. But she is very, very interested. She really wants to see what lies behind this particular door.
As you have slowly put the pieces together, rebuilt the half-complete application that has been resting on your computer. It's been slowly drip-feeding you coordinates, taking you almost on a tour of London in a way. Everywhere from the City of London to, well, homes that are really nothing more than sheds with beds. It has been an interesting contrast looking between the pinnacle of London's achievements, or so it is said, and some of its most egregious failings. You want to make me a computer check to finish off this program?
I will. And I will spend a willpower point because she is very much. It is intelligence computers, and she will spend. And if I have a specialty, it's +1. I forget.
It is +1 dice for a specialty.
And then the willpower is +1 more, or plus.
+1 willpower is +3 dice.
So that would be, and that would be 11. Oh. And I got 3 successes.
Sad souls in costumes, wanting you to think they're all dark and deep. What's it like? Living life as a punchline.
With that many successes. You're able to finish off the application. You've known what it was for quite a while. It's an app that effectively monitors traffic within the city, rates and statistics for collisions and crashes, accidents, different roads. It's how the coordinates have been disseminated to you via these hotspots. The final one is on the west side of London. In Richmond.
Anything distinct about the location?
Richmond is a pretty affluent area. It's a borough of London. It's most Richmond upon Thames, rather. The largest urban area inside of it is Twickenham, which rests along the River Thames.
If it's...
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say, you're being drawn to, or rather, the coordinates are actually in Twickenham. Very close to the River Thames, actually.
And that would put it in Invictus territory?
No, this is Carthian territory.
Well, that's good. She's quite close to just jumping up as soon as she sees the coordinates. But she begins to pack her things more or less immediately, just staring at the location, try to memorize it. She stares at it for a moment. She knows that she has to go. She knows that she has to check this out. Thinks about it for a while. She packs a knife, but yeah, she knows that she has to go and check this out, but there is still in the back of her mind, like, this is most definitely some sort of trap, but at this point she doesn't care. She's been stuck completely ramrock stiff for so long, and this is the first time she can really remember that she actually felt like this, wanting to do something like this. So she packs her things and she will begin to head out almost immediately. She will check on her ghoul before she leaves. She's probably asleep.
She is. Tired and resting. She went to sleep a couple of hours ago. You leave her?
Sorry, what?
Do you leave her there? Sorry.
Yes. She will just stand there a moment. But yeah, she will leave. She will lock after her, and she will head out. She'll head down to her not armored car, but her very reliable automobile, and we'll begin to head off. It smells like an ashtray in this car, but yeah, that's just the way it is. She almost always has a cigarette in her mouth when she's driving, and now it's not an exception.
Seems to be a trend in your neighborhood. Anyway. You begin driving down to Twickenham.
Quick. Oh, there it is.
As you drive through Richmond, you see that it's quite a nice area, if...
But yeah, she will make haste to get to the location. And she will probably park like the street, 2 streets away. And we'll enter a fuse gate and we'll sneak closer to see what's going on around here.
Okay. As you enter Obfuscate, you see that the coordinates draw you into the shopping area at Twickenham. And increasingly sparse and...
Do you want me to roll
No, I was just going to
something,
say
or
it's an increasingly sparse and downtrodden-looking area. It's slowly going out of business. A lot of brownstone buildings attached to each other. Lots of small shops. Oh God! I've been silent this whole time. Apparently I was silent this whole time. God damn it.
Sorry.
God damn it.
God damn it!
Yeah. So you make your way down to Twickenham, and you see that the coordinates draw you to the shopping area. One of the shopping streets. There's a lot of brownstone buildings of uneven heights, densely packed with lots of small shops and a few cafes, a couple of fast food chains, but the area is slowly going out of business. A lot of closed shutters, for sale, for lease signs, empty, boarded up buildings.
What is the traffic like here? This doesn't look anything like the other like hotspots that was like indicated, right?
Nope. It's it's one of the how to say, Well, it's a shopping street basically.
Hmm.
So you imagine there's a fair bit of traffic here. But it's also a place that's clearly seen better times.
It's on the way to dilapidated, but not quite yet.
It is an
Okay.
area that is in increasing need of restoration, but is in that rather unfortunate grey area where it is dilapidated enough to look grimy, dysfunctional, almost poverty-stricken. But not quite enough to draw explicit attention from the local government. In fact, it's like the local government that has been calling for restoration, but the city government has likely ignored such pleas. It's usually how these things go. There are still businesses that operate here. This place still looks just well enough to do that it doesn't look entirely like a blight on the landscape, but it's clearly falling on harder and harder times. And it's just far enough away from the waterfront that it wouldn't turn a lot of visitors off.
But forgotten nonetheless.
You do see a few mortals walking their way down the street. It's not busy enough that there's an ounce of traffic. A few people who walk by. Some look more pleasant to talk to than others.
How it usually is. She will park somewhere and will begin to head out. She will use obfuscate to camouflage herself because, yeah, she's assuming that she's being watched, but still. She is going to have a look around this place.
As you make your way into Tilkenham, you see that the coordinates take you to what appears to be a computer repair shop. It's got it's not anything really impressive to look at, quite the opposite. The shop lies just over halfway down the street with a white slab for a signboard.
She can't help but just to herself just go quite retro. And yeah, she will have a look at that.
Yeah.
I don't know. She'll probably enter.
It's point blank computer repairs, is what it says. In big red informal font that looks quite cheap. Almost tacky, but you reckon this place, given how it looks, it takes up the width of a single brownstone building. It's not a particularly large shop. You imagine they probably couldn't afford much more. Most of the businesses here don't look like they expand beyond the building they're based in. They all look very small, very local, and relatively low budget.
Is the shop open?
It is.
Well, Natalia is going to enter. If this breaks her obfuscate, she's probably going to break it before then, so it doesn't look weird. But yeah, she'll enter and see what, like, just how, well, just how it looks inside. If it looks about as she figures the old snowy basement that she remembers from way back, she's thinking that's probably what she's gonna walk into, but who knows?
In the building, there's some metallic shelves. Split the store up into 3 rows almost. It's very small. You can see on the shelves are various pieces of hardware, equipment for sale, most of it used or very affordable. You can see behind V-Till there are various other pieces of digital and electronic products, plugs, chargers, cables, and the like. You don't see anybody at the front desk though. You don't smell blood or hear anybody's breathing, so there are no living things in this shop. At least not
Is there
for
like
10 young.
Is there like a bell on the counter? Like a ringer for like if you require like service?
One thing you do notice though is that the staff room door that is behind the till to the left of it does have a digital lock, not a mechanical one.
She will actually say, "Hello, anybody here?" Going to listen very closely to hear if there's any sort of reaction from further into the store to that.
Oh, one other thing I forgot to mention is that there are cameras in this store, funnily enough. It's not without security. But when the when you yell out, you hear a rather quiet ping or beep, and the staff room door you can see has unlocked, the little digital lock glowing pinging green for 2 to 3 seconds before returning to its state of dormancy.
She'll go over to the door. She just kind of face palms a bit and she just says to herself, "Why am I such a fucking idiot?" And she will try to open the door, but she won't enter.
What you see when you enter is what appears to be a workroom. Like in the shop, you see that there are pieces of digital equipment up on some metallic shelves. Beneath them are several computers. All of which have multiple monitors. You see a couple of printers. Some used, like some what appears to be very outdated computer equipment, like old school monitors. A very old 90s looking beige box that hosts a computer that probably isn't compatible with 90% of the programs you use today or tonight. And to your surprise, a fax machine? And you think you see a typewriter nestled somewhere underneath the desk. But sitting on a rather cheap-looking wheelie chair. Who swivels around as you open the door is this woman. I'm just going to put her in the
What you see?
in the what you see. She's a woman with dark skin. Her hair has been done up into dreadlocks that are dyed a slight blue tint at the ends. She wears an black Adidas tank top and blue jeans. Not really much else, although you do see an Apple Watch on her wrist. She looks she looks as if she's only just gotten out of bed almost. There you go.
Good evening. You own this place?
Yep, and you're breaking and entering, but I guess that just makes us even.
I guess. She kind of squirts her eyes a little bit, and she probably gets up a picture or just a message saying, "Catch me if you can." I guess, well, I'm not going to tag you or anything, but I guess I got you? Or what?
Yeah, you did. Why don't you come inside and let's talk?
Well, sure, what the hell, why the hell not? And Natalia will actually close the door behind her.
Mm-hmm.
She'll just find a chair and just...
There's a small table in the room. She'll just She'll just swivel up to it and just sort of pushes the chair forward with her feet and just leans back on it.
So you're here alone. You did this alone?
Well, I get to cheat.
I'm sorry, what?
You probably put in more effort than I did.
Okay. Well, I've got to say, like, you've quite intrigued me, but what is this place? Like, this place looks like part shop, part museum, honestly. Is it like for parts or reminiscence or what?
The latter's probably more accurate than the former, really. Places like this are on their way out. Won't be around much longer, may as well savour the few remaining moments that they're here.
Well, it's quite downbeat, but I suppose I take your meaning. Well, you definitely got my attention, and I've got to say, like, it was quite good and, quite interesting. I'm sorry, I really haven't heard of you in, our kind of circles, anyone like you. But when you say you cheated, what exactly do you mean? Because, I mean, I was just assuming there was more people than, well, more than one person or something else, but
I'm... Well, you know where we are, so you know I'm in the business of changing things up. Just in a different way than the rest of the Carthians. But if you mean I get to cheat, well, surely you've noticed how. You can't tell me you were smart enough to find me, but can't put that together. I'm looking for people like you.
I'm juggling with quite a few things here. I don't know if you know my history, but you saying that you cheat could mean like 3 or 4 things, and but if you're just talking about the break-in, I mean, it's fine.
Well, in that way we both get to cheat.
Yeah, I suppose.
But what I mean, well, I'll give you a demonstration, I guess. When you begin to look at your phone, Natalia, you see that the light on it begins flashing quite rapidly, like very erratically.
Mm-hmm.
When you go to look at it, you see it scrolling through just about every app on your phone before bricking itself. And then unbricking itself. Completely resetting. At 100% battery power. How convenient. All of the lights in the room flicker on and off, rather ominously, for a few brief moments. The computer's shutting down and restarting.
So was this something you learned or something you were, what shall we call it, more naturally, something you acquired just by being, whatever you are?
Bit of both, really. I don't really share that information with many people. When you are what I am, you come to realize everything's very, very well connected. It becomes quite difficult to keep a secret when you understand that.
Yeah. I suppose I should love secrets into that shit, but I honestly, I mostly kind of hate them by now. To be
The
quite honest.
clan likes to think it's invisible, but it's really not.
No, it isn't. I know.
No one is really. Even we aren't. I try to keep a low profile. Besides, people knowing what I can do, that would be pretty bad for me. A lot of people would want that. Might try and pull something.
Well-
Already happened once in my distant past.
Well, if you're one of the Carfians, I'm not going to let it happen. It's quite simple.
See? That's why you interest me. Oh. My name's Tanisha, by the way. Again, don't go spreading that around too much.
I won't.
Yeah. Have you heard about the firm?
What, the Tom Cruise movie? I mean, it's alright, but I'm guessing you're thinking of something else.
No. No. Not knockoff James Bond.
No, it's actually a pretty good movie. It's Gene Hackman and Tom Cruise. Like, it's not. It's about the lawyer who works. He does not know he's working for the mob, but then he does, and he finds out, and he finds a way to screw them. It's a lawyer. It's pretty good. You know what? I'm getting sidetracked. I'm sorry. Please tell me what.
They're an
you're thinking about.
establishment coterie. A lot of their
Okay.
friends wound up in accidents a few weeks ago. I had one got tasered by his own phone. The other got half crushed to death by a lift.
It's tragic.
Nasty way to break your spine. And your hips. And your ribcage. But, well, they were even bigger parasites than we were, so I didn't really care.
She shrugs and she just says, like I said, very tragic. I mean, that stuff happens.
You know, they were involved in some pretty heinous shit. It's amazing what people think they can get away with behind closed doors.
Oh, tell me about it. I used to work against that, but then the whole, when she does it, like with her fingers, she does fangs. The
I
whole
heard you had to
fucking.
put up with that sort of crap for a long time.
Tell me about it. And then I had to fucking queen bitch of the Invictus just hanging over my fucking head. I suppose she's still doing that, but it's kind of getting old by now.
Yeah.
Man, what I wouldn't give to fucking shove a bulldog there. Fucking ass. Generally, the Invictus can go eat a dick, honestly, but oh well.
Oh, what if I gave you the chance to do that to them?
Honestly, I would welcome that quite a lot, but as long as I can make sure that it doesn't chase back to me,
Well,
wouldn't be any problem, really.
I think you'll learn that's never a guarantee.
Yeah, that's the problem. The bitch can say one word and I do what she says. I think. I'm not even sure.
Only if you hear her. Only if she's there
What?
to tell you what to do.
What? What do you... Wait a minute. You're a genius, she points at you, or points at her. I just figured it out. You're a genius. And she jumps up and she actually goes over and hugs her.
She's surprisingly stiff when you hug her. Like, she'll sort of hug you back in jest, but it's surprisingly awkward despite the rather confident way in which she's approached you.
Why didn't I think of that? I could deafen myself. I could make certain things that means I will be incapable of hearing anything until I heal my ears. If I can't hear her, she can't command me to do shit.
Well, you were halfway there.
There's hope. Thank you. That's really... Sorry, I got distracted. What did you say?
There's a way to do that without cutting out your earlobes.
I was just gonna perforate my throat. What's the other way?
Well... She swivels a chair around, like, about halfway, you still see her. She rests the temple of her head against the knuckles of one of her hands as she rests an arm on the arm of her chair. And one of the computers, you see the keys and the mouse begin to move autonomously.
That is so fucking cool. I'm just going to say that. She points.
It is one of the more modern inventions of the blood. I like it.
Don't take this the wrong way, but you have to... well, I'm not going to force you. If you feel like someday teaching me, I would really fucking appreciate it, but I'm not even going to go there now.
Well, only those of my blood can learn it. It's a family-specific thing. But then, I'm surprised you haven't really asked why I brought you here in the first place.
Well, I think I'm getting a good picture, but honestly, I mostly came here to thank you. This is the first time in fucking almost a decade that I've been this energized this last month, trying to find out what the hell was happening and who the hell you were, where you were mostly. And I mean, mostly it was just like, it was a good chess. Like, I really enjoyed it. And I don't know, mostly that, but honestly I was thinking that mostly this was most likely a trap, or you were going to say that I owed you or something. But Yeah, I'm sorry. Why did you invite me?
I'd kept watch over you for the better part of a year. When I heard
Thanks.
about you, you interested me. Bit stereotypical, really, given your background, but I looked into it. I know what you've had to deal with in the Invictus. Even when you joined the Carthings, you didn't really seem like yourself. Not from what I know.
Yeah, there's
Almost
a
like
lot
they'd
of
taken a bite out of you. Kind of
more
like
than
they'd
that.
taken a bite out of London.
Quite. Yeah. Pretty much, yeah.
I didn't want to see that go unrepaid. And frankly, you're a good fit for someone like me. A bit. Almost too qualified in a way.
Okay, I'll take that. I guess.
Was never really too worried about you flipping or doing something crazy. Or trying to kill me or some shit. Because, well,
Yeah, don't worry, I suck at it anyway.
well, as you said, expect traps.
Actually,
And
the only person I killed deserved it a lot, so.
Yeah, they did. Another reason why you interested me. Although, it was all a little bit too predetermined.
Huh. Yeah, that's very, very fucking apt. Yeah. The weirdest thing, I would have probably done it if they asked me. That's the weirdest fucking part, but you just can't help but fucking with your mind and taking over your fucking soul almost.
But I can. So
You
I
can.
wanted to ask if you wanted to help me fuck over the Seneschal somewhat. She's definitely had it coming.
You don't need to ask, I'm in.
I guess you could consider it like a second test of sorts if you're down.
Yes, 1,000 times yes.
Be
Where do we
blunt.
start?
I don't really have an easy way of putting this because, well, I'm not a venturer or anything like that. I was wondering if you wanted to. If you would have had an interest in joining our blood. I guess that's a sort of old-timey way of putting it. It's not even accurate. We're not even really a bloodline. Bloodlines aren't bloodlines, you know. They're more like webs.
Well, Natalia kind of scratches the back of her head, and she just, I might be a little bit fuzzy on certain details here, but
Yeah, I guess I didn't do the best job of explaining. Examples only really go so far. Sorry, I tend to be really vague. I'm way too used to engaging in mob speak on the internet. She
hey,
swivels back around. I'm a connected. Do you know what those are?
Does she have a clue? I don't think she has a clue what that means.
Never heard of them before.
She just shrugs. No, I don't have. I've never heard of it.
One of
Or
the hottest new bloodlines in the world tonight. Our whole thing is tech. We control it. Less the
seriously?
more manual stuff and more the digital. But we can control stuff like robotics, manual machinery. Not as simple though. Our founder, well, not that much is known about them really. But we're a different kind of hunter. Build ourselves for modern age. Kindred that know about us tend to call us oracles. The smart ones call us IT. From what I'm aware of, and I don't know everything, but we were born out of a shared sense of innovation, well, a sense of innovation born out of paranoia. I guess that could apply to half the bloodlines in the world, but for us I think it's more accurate than most.
Well, what would it entail? Like, is it? I'm guessing it's not like some of those older wacky people with their rituals and shit, but it's going to be a little bit more, modern and clean and stuff.
Still need to hunt like any other kindred, and we're not as good at it. When your existence is based around standing behind a screen, you tend to get a bit awkward around people. Particularly when, well, you know, they're all connected to each other.
Right. I was more thinking of me joining your blood, or whatever you called it. What would that entail exactly?
Oh, well. Simply put, that's the easy part. You just need to drink my blood. Would recode your blood, I guess.
That's it?
I mean, I have to do some stuff with it. Not everybody that drinks my blood becomes a connected or anything.
I was about to ask.
It's I have to will it to do it. Well.
And this would result in a blood bond as well, right?
Oh yeah. I can't stop that.
Well, I mean, I didn't expect you could stop it, so.
Yeah. That's just, sire and child stuff, except we're not sire and child, because you have your own sire, who's dead. Thank fucking God.
She looks. How old does she look? She looks about Natalia's age, right? Ish.
Yeah. How old is Natalia?
She looks like she's start 20s.
Yeah. Tanisha looks like she's in her early 20s.
I mean, she just looks at her for a moment. She says, you could adopt me if, it's obviously. Yeah, that was a joke. Look. you've been more honest with me than most. Well, anyone in this city has ever been to me, and open and quite honest about what's going to happen. The plot point is going to be a thing. This is going to happen, and I mean, I respect that. The plot point is going to happen. And honestly, I would be much rather be bound to you than to anyone who has ever been, influencing me. So
Yeah, I don't want to be a dick about it. Given
yeah,
what
I
you've
guess
been
it's
through
just in
and,
our nature, right? Like
yeah.
we're going to be a dick about certain things because there's just,
I find the easiest way to deal with that is just to be a dick to the right people. Like, check this shit out. She'll look back to her computer again, and I'll bring up like what appears to be a video recording. It's this aging bald man who appears to be yelling at somebody on a screen, or yelling at somebody on his phone. Sorry. And the camera's like some from across the road, so you can see all the way across the road. He's on one side of a road, and there's some parked cars on the other. And as he's yelling, you can see he just starts screaming into his phone. When he does, you see that electricity literally bursts out of a phone. And strikes him, literally rending his entire torso all the way up his neck and halfway across his face.
holy fucking shit.
And causes him to collapse to the ground. At which point, shortly after he does, a car across the road begins to drive out of its parking spot and away. Can actually roll me wits plus composure.
Where's the dice roll? There it is. That is 3, so that would be 2 successes.
It's very difficult to see because it happens so quickly and the quality of the camera isn't great. But you see that there we go. You see that the electricity almost looks like a claw. That literally claws across his torso and up his face. It's very subtle. You wouldn't notice it if you didn't know that what you were seeing was obviously unnatural.
So, you essentially ported your beast through his phone?
They say everyone's power is a mark of their beast in a way. Ours resonates through the modern, tangible. And yeah, the guy had it coming.
I'm getting the sense that anyone on your shit list would most likely be on my shit list too.
Yeah.
I think we could compare notes someday without too much trouble.
Oh, I'd be happy to. There's no shortage of people in London that need a good ass kicking.
Amen.
Most of the people in the city are fucking hacks.
I'm in.
Hell yeah.
So, do we meet again? Do you need to prepare certain things, or what?
Yeah, I generally don't go to the same place twice again. Like, everybody is connected. That's something you should really keep in mind.
So be on the move.
Yeah.
Good
I'll
advice. Good
contact
advice.
you because, well, eventually you'll be able to do that on your own.
Quite.
But
So should I replace the devices I have now, or keep them on me until we do certain things?
hmm. Tell you what, got a better idea. She'll go back to one of her computers. Look in the one of the cabinets just beneath them. You can see there's a whole bunch of crap in there. There's also a phone. There's a couple, actually.
All right.
Always have a few spare on me, just in case.
That makes sense. Makes sense. You've given me quite a bit.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. I'm already looking forward to next time.
Well, I'm not done. I noticed you were on, you and your, girl back home are, kind of in hard times.
Yeah. I haven't really been applying myself, so to say. She's
Wow.
working.
Trust me, once you've got a taste of my blood, that won't be a problem anymore. As it turns out, money's really easy to acquire when most of it is electronic.
I suppose.
Kind of funny to think our power would kind of be laughed at just a few decades ago, but tonight we're probably one of the most powerful bloodlines out there.
I mean, it certainly has applications that is almost endlessly useful, but yeah, it's quite clear that Natalia is suddenly thinking about something else. For a little bit, but she is still quite riveted by this.
I'm good with tech, not so good with people. She looks inquisitively. What you thinking?
Oh, nothing. You just mentioned Fisher. I didn't really have a choice. I didn't want to involve her in any of this shit, but my asshole sire fucking pulled her. Yeah, and I really wish that I could just make her forget everything. And
you're not really alone in that regard. It happens to a lot of neonates. It's just that most of them crack and comply. You didn't.
I couldn't let them win. Not my sire, not that Grimaldi bitch. No one.
Fuck them. Doesn't matter if they win. As long as you make them bleed as much as possible, you're doing your part.
And she will actually get a fist bump for that.
She'll take your fist bump. She seems quite eager to take your fist bump.
and there is a quite warm smile on Natalia's face for the first time, probably almost a decade.
Don't get too cozy with me. You've only known me an hour.
Don't take this the wrong way, but it's not because of you. Well, it's related, but I feel quite good about myself for the first time in a decade, almost.
Well, in the next few weeks, I think you're gonna feel a lot better,
I hope
Natalia. Yeah.
so. I hope so, but at least just for this, I really do owe you big thanks.
I think we're alike. Like, outside of the obvious.
I think so too.
So is there anything else you need to know? Because, you know, I'm just around all night. I mean, I've really just been sort of playing my favorite stream on repeat. She just looks back to the computer. It's just a guy on loop getting electrocuted.
It's just a loop. Oh god.
Half my
Natalia,
work is just me sitting behind a screen and then grabbing a bite to eat every now and again.
I kind of envy that, honestly, but I
Well-
have quite a few things to prepare. I think. Well, I know I have.
It's not all sunshine and rainbows. Again, the problem with sitting behind a screen all the time is that you sort of lose your ability to connect to people, but they keep their connections to you, which means they're almost more of a threat than a friend sometimes.
This existence is quite the opposite of sunshines and rainbows.
No, but we can make the most of it. Well, at least the
That
way
we
I
can.
make the most of it is by, well, literally kicking the shit out of, well, not literally, but digitally kicking the shit out of any Invictus I happen to find.
Amen.
Sanctified's that way. She points in a random
Oh
direction.
yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot about the religious
Hey, look,
folks.
if you're a good sanctified girl, I'm not gonna blame you. A lot of Carthians are.
Like, I've actually met some people that turned out to be really nice. Well, I mean, they were pretty good. Like, there was this revenant that I saved at one point. I really wanted to help her, but it turned out that the Sanctified took her in and actually wanted what was best for her in their own weird way, but yeah.
You should probably see if you can get back in touch with her, maybe. You're gonna need all the friends you can get.
I guess I could try. I haven't been thinking about her for quite some time. You know, she was nice. Both her and her now sire is, you know, they were good.
Well,
Yeah,
they are.
I should. You know what? Yeah, I'll get in touch. I'll get in touch with her. Yeah, I will. Yeah, I should. Fuck. Well, then I have so much to do. Yeah, let me know when we meet next time. Um, and thanks for everything.
Don't thank me yet. We're only just getting started. I just needed to make sure you're up to snuff.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'll see you later. Oh, I should turn on the. Actually, she'll just point at your burner phone. It will turn on, and it will input. A number on the contacts list. It's the only one.
That is so fucking cool. She just stands there for a moment, just appreciates what you just did,
Well, who knows?
nods, smiles.
Maybe in a few weeks you'll be so fucking cool.
Well, don't tease.
Or just fucking, who knows?
Well, we'll see.
Well, I'll see you later. Although, don't expect me to see me at Elysium or any of that crap. God, no.
I'd be severely disappointed if I did.
I've already got enough heat on me. Don't need more.
Alright. Take care of yourself.
See you around.
And Natalia will, with a giant smile on her face, walk out. She will almost like dance down the street. Actually, she will kind of dance down the street to her car. Like almost dancing in the rain, but it's not raining. But she will do some sort of dance down the road, leaving, and she'll get into the car and we'll jam the stereo up to absolute maximum, and we'll begin to head home.
Alright, I think with that, as you make your way back to your car, you can end the scene there. Thank you for playing, thank you for watching, we'll see you all next time. Bye bye.